Ayesha Verrall, Hannah Linden, Hamish Campbell, and Debbie Nardo.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Minister, the annual report records a surplus of $242 million in the year under review, and I'd like to confirm that your understanding is that is due to much more money being transferred to PHARMAC for the purposes of purchasing COVID vaccines and therapeutics than was actually required for that purpose.
Yes, that's correct. I think it's $284.88 million, and it reflects the transfer of COVID-19 vaccine and treatments purchase funding into the CDP.
It's a considerable, in the context of PHARMAC's overall budget, it's a considerable amount. Were you aware of this earlier this year, that the result would be so favourable when you were taking decisions about the budget for the current financial year?
No, obviously these are things that PHARMAC has to decide for itself. I don't get involved in their operations.
Well, you made some statements about there being a fiscal cliff at PHARMAC. Are you a little bit embarrassed now that you find out there was $240 million sitting right under your nose?
Well, no, because it wasn't under my nose. The relevant decisions had to be made at that point. But second of all,
well, it's not decisions, it's the amount of money sitting in PHARMAC.
Well, it depends on how much money is spent, and that is a result of a decision to acquire something or not. Now, that money is now available, that's true. But, I mean, with respect, if you come to talk about embarrassment, if you're seriously saying that $248 or $284 million makes up for $1,776 million, which is the $1.776 billion fiscal hole you left us with, well, 284, 1776, I mean, those aren't comparable numbers, right?
Well, I think...
All right, we've done our left here.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Just
point of order, Glenn.
And I'm not normally on this committee, but normally in these spaces there's a line of questioning we're able to go through. Yeah. And I feel like we've only just started the line of questioning.
Thank you for the point there, Mr. Bennett, but I was quite clear at the start that we would have a primary and then two supplementaries.
So we're just going to not explore $242 million.
Mr. Bennett is perfectly capable of also taking another question, as are you, Dr. Verrall.
Look, I don't want to interrupt, and I certainly don't want to undermine the chair in any way, but I got to tell you, Napoleon actually had a saying for times like this.
Awesome.
I think he's well, if I may.
What was the saying?
Well, no, my comment was that I was going to pass it on to
I was going to skip to the point of order, Mr. Chair. This is Scrutiny Week, and as we had earlier in the year, the other thing we've been on was Napoleon to actually obviously prosecute and delve into some of these things. It is a period of time we need to explore this, and obviously opposition we need space to do this. So
yeah, I'm not going to keep going over this. You've raised it twice now, and I've laid it out clearly right at the start of this that this is how we would.
Who set those rules? You did.
I did. I said it right at the start of the session.
It's not
primary and two supplementaries. Look, it's to give everyone an opportunity. We have a 30-minute hearing here with the Minister.
I mean, if you don't mind me saying that, but the great irony is you're taking away your ability to ask me questions. Can we get to another question?
I just want to clarify that.
So
thank you.
We're going to Hannah Linden. Thank you.
Okay. I think we need to address the issues before we get to Hannah. Why the hell is Napoleon being mentioned, and why are you trying to dunk on the previous government?
I don't know. He did a blame Labour and reference to Napoleon in that segment.
And to answer someone's question, the reason why Paula Bennett's there is because David appointed her as the head of PHARMAC earlier in the year.
And that is the thing about Scrutiny Week, is these people do appear on the show.
To give, and yes, I'm going to throw up in my mouth saying this, but I have to give credit to the ACT Party here for actually doing the right thing in increasing funding to PHARMAC. It's so important that people have access to, increase the availability of certain drugs. I will give ACT credit for that.
Yeah,
I will give credit where credit is due. No, I'm not going to eat my hat.
It's your former actor it's showing.
Oh fuck yeah!
But I mean, when credit is credit's due, that's when you should give it. You criticise when they do something wrong. You don't criticise them simply because of which political party stripes you have on there. And that's the thing where a lot of people get things wrong, is they criticise simply because you could sit there and have, you can have Julian Genter go, I'd like to build a 4-lane Mount Victoria tunnel through the hills there. And you have Chris Bishop to sit there and say, I'd like to build a 4-lane Mount Victoria tunnel. Certain people will react differently to the same statement because of whose face is on the front of it.
Yeah, and what political party they belong to. And
without actually listening to the announcement. I doubt Julian Genter would actually, announce that though.
It'd be a 4-lane bike tunnel, not a 4-lane car tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, she's not exactly for repurposing the Mount Victoria tunnel for active mode transport, because she wants to leave it as is, which I think would be build a new tunnel and repurpose the existing one would be the better approach. But then some people don't want that because bikes can use it, so we can't do that, and now we should force people in wheelchairs to sit there and catch wheelchair taxis that aren't available, or they can sit down there and get to the after hours club by going around the bays that takes 10 times as long from Haitatai.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue on from the
just before you jump on. Okay, so I've got good news about PHARMAC. the good news is that David Seymour has hardly touched it. All he's just done is throw more money at it.
Yeah.
That is good. I think Todd probably saved our bacon and told him to kind of, in a polite, act-friendly way, fuck off.
Yeah, or he's done exactly what a minister's meant to do, and that's advocate for funding for their portfolios.
Well, I also trust David Seymour more than most to handle PHARMAC because it's exactly like the type of thing he believes in, right? It's the classic libertarian free market thing where you work with the market in order to get the best possible outcome rather than necessarily
Oh, but
another
it's
thing.
publicly owned, though.
Oh, no, well, it's not privatized, but he probably will.
Right-wing
It's on
libertarians
his
aren't a fan of
agenda
that.
somewhere. He's got it written in his notes somewhere to privatise PHARMAC.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue.